Decline, noun or verb, means going down. The decline of the Roman Empire after 180 AD, the long, slow decline. The decline of some economy, going down. Decompose, very similar, or same example, to use the same example as decay. The body decomposed. Over years, a dead body will decompose. That is, it will fall apart and nothing will be left. Everything will be absorbed in the earth, let's say. To decorate is to adorn, to make pretty, decorate the tree. A decoy, interesting, from hunting, really, I think is the main use. I make a duck out of wood, and I put it in the water, and then I hide, and then I have a little duck quack quack sounding device. Quack 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 I go. The duck's flying overhead. See brother duck in the water. That's the decoy, and they come to visit brother duck, and the hunter shoots them. Okay, decree is like a ruling by a government. Often a verb too. The government decreed that, I don't know, the doctors must return to their hospitals or something. Defamation, defame is the verb, the next one. To defame someone is to slander that person, to say bad things about that person. Defamation, he spoke in defamation of me. He said terrible things about me. Defection, interesting. Defection, politically, to defect. Who was the man? Huang, I think, the former teacher of Kim Jong-il, maybe, who defected from North Korea, first to China, then to Japan, then to South Korea a few years ago. To defect is, to defect from, is to leave one's country, escape basically, and seek asylum in another country. That is someone's defection. Defendant in a trial is the person who has been accused. The defendant claimed that he was innocent. A defender is a person who defends something. To defer, if I defer to someone, I yield to that person. Good adjective, deferential. If I defer to someone, I say, you are older or wiser or better qualified to answer this question, I defer to you. Defiant is refusing to accept, especially defeat, refusing to accept even reproach or scolding, remaining defiant. The look of Michelangelo's David as he looks presumably across the field at Goliath. Defiant. Deficiency is a shortcoming. The deficiency of his vitamins, a vitamin deficiency, caused his illness. The deficiency of his skill led to his defeat. He was deficient in preparation, maybe. He was deficient in knowledge, that is, did not have enough. Defrauder, interesting. A defrauder is a person who defrauds someone. A person who defrauds someone is a fraud, but a fraud doesn't necessarily take my money. If the fraud defrauds me, he takes my money. A defrauder then is a person who cheats another person by trickery of money, usually. Deject means to sadden. Dejected, saddened. I was dejected when I received some very bad news. Remained dejected for a long time. Deleterious means harmful. Good word. SAT word, I think. Harmful, the deleterious effects of eating maybe too much sugar even. Delicate is easily harmed. Gentle, soft, probably easily harmed. A delicate baby or girl, not very strong, certainly not tough. Tough is the opposite. Delinquent is almost criminal, wrongdoing anyway. But the word in English is used especially two ways. A juvenile delinquent, used to be, is a young person who commits crimes. He was tried, they were tried as a delinquent, a juvenile delinquent, that is, in a separate court. The word is used more commonly now, and he was delinquent in his payments. He borrowed money or he owes money to Visa or a bank or something and was delinquent in his payments. Didn't pay. A deluge is basically the downpour of rain that produces a flood. And therefore deluge means both the downpour and the flood. To delve, literally, is to dig. To delve into something is to investigate. I will delve into it, I will investigate it, I will find out about it. Demise is death. It's a euphemism. Where do I have the word euphemism somewhere? I don't think so. Euphoria, euphemism. Excellent. Good list. What word do we, oh, demise. Demise is a noun. Until his demise last year, he remained healthy and an advocate of human rights or something. It's a euphemism for death. Euphemism, as you will see, means a nice way to say something not very pleasant. Many Americans, I think, consider the word death as somewhat harsh, and therefore to avoid it, they resort to a euphemism like demise. Demographics is the study of especially social classes, ethnic groups in a society. Demographics is the study of where people live, where people move, the consequent economic changes that occur after these moves and shifts. Interesting. Demolish, to demolish is to destroy. His car was demolished. He demolished his car. To denote is to observe closely and see as it is. Very seldom used. To denounce is to condemn. I denounced him. I denounced Kim Dae-jung as a fraud. I attack him as a fraud. Condemn. Dense, strange word here. Thick, not having much air. Thick. Opaque, thick. Depart, interesting. A verb to leave. Notice depart is vi. He departed from the scene. To depict, good is a vt. The novel depicts Korean society at the turn of the century. Depict, describe, show in a kind of picture. Deplete, to reduce, to eat away at. May we stop for just 1 second, Patricia? Deport, to deport someone is to basically banish or exile that person from one society, kick out. Deportment is basically behavior, it's the way one carries oneself. That's the root in there. Port, the way one carries oneself. To depose is especially a king. One king was deposed by a group of people, that is, was taken away from the throne, removed from the throne, lost the throne. Depress, to depress, it can, well, to sadden. His failure depresses me. To deprive is to take away from. They deprived him of his title as a boxer. He was a champion, but he never fought. And so they deprived him of his, to deprive someone of something. To deprive someone of an education. That is, to deny that person an education. Dermatologist is a doctor of skin. Descendant is a person who follows me, that is, I am a descendant from my ancestors way back in time. To desecrate is to treat a holy object without reverence, without respect. To spoil a holy object. You can desecrate mostly a holy object. Desert, or desert, excuse me. Desert is the Sahara. Desertion is abandonment, especially from the military. He deserted, verb, from his company where he was serving in the military, guilty of desertion. Child desertion also, a parent who simply abandons a child is guilty of child desertion, abandonment. Desolate, good one. Barren, a desert is desolate, that is, things don't grow there, at least not very easily. Despicable is based on despise. To despise is misunderstood. To despise is to look down upon. Despicere, Latin. If I despise someone, I look down on that person. But Americans often use it to mean dislike or hate. It does not mean hate. I don't, for example, I hear people say, I despise spinach. You can't look down on spinach. You can look down on some other person, or a criminal or a bad person. You can despise him, let's say. And that person is despicable then. His behavior is despicable. Despondent is sad, depressed. He was despondent about the news. A despot is a tyrant, a person who claims absolute power without arriving at that power legally. To detain is to keep back, hold back, usually by force. He was detained by the police after the accident or after the crime. He was not officially charged with the crime. He was detained for questioning. Good. Hold back.